Right, malaligned tasks. Now we're into anti-patterns, right? So these are patterns that exist that I've seen, which I've written down here, just a few. By the way, this is maybe about 70% of the patterns, and I'm still working through them. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Malaligned tasks. Tasks are assigned to non-experts, which results in poor performance and other distractions. So it's nice to give somebody something to learn, but if you're trying to be productive and get something out and trying to reach a level of quality, a non-expert in that thing is not the right choice. Non-expert expert. Inflated view of oneself, we all do, or someone else in the team. Since someone may be better than anyone else, better than someone else, they may be incorrectly be labeled as an expert, right? So what I mean there is that because you're a big fish in a small pond, you think you're an expert, and everyone else thinks you're an expert, but you might not have enough. Design by committee. Having non-experts be part of a team, be part of a design, and having their opinions matter is bad for the design. Knowledge share and learning are not the same as participating with full say. I'm all for everyone being there, understanding, and there's knowledge share and learning. That's great. But if everyone has a design decision and everyone can vote on that, designs go haywire, right? The best teams, the best designs that I've seen have come really with one or two people where their mindsets are the same and they're pushing forward and they bring a consistency to it. Often designs are flawed when we give in, when we make trade-offs. We say, oh, we haven't listened to Dave in a long time. We really need to make him feel a bit better. Yeah, Dave, that's a great idea, right? So you're not doing your product any justice by doing that. It's fantastic, as a human being to do things like that, but there is a distinction between sharing knowledge share and helping people learn and being part of a process. That's different to allowing them to actually have a say, giving in, letting their decisions win, and so on. So we must be careful of that. Learn on the job. So a team member who is learning on the job will make mistakes, and while it's good for mentoring and training, it's not good for the design. It's not good for the product. It's not good for code. So we need to watch out for that. It's an anti-pattern to bring somebody new and say, oh, off you go. Right? And they'll get a little bit of help here and there, but largely they building something. And that's a bit dangerous, so we've got to be careful of that. Teamwork over expert, right? So the goal is a better product, not a better team, right? So while we should strive for both, placing a team over an expert is like shooting the team in the foot. Right? If you've got an expert in an area, but it's teamwork oriented, guys, come on, you can do some UI. That's not going to work, right? The UI guy needs to do the UI work. That's what they're good at. And this is where I think teamwork becomes a bit fuzzy, where people have these happy clappy ideas of, yay, let's, all color pencil crayons on the board, do this, do that. Yeah, we're all working together. Teamwork, guys, come on, well done, thank you. It gets carried away into this team. It loses focus. You have experts that do their job really well and everyone communicates well. They have a common desire and passion and professionalism and trust, and that satisfaction level goes up. That's teamwork. That's teamwork, right? It's not just being nice to everyone and having everyone inclusive and therefore we're a team, right? We all feel warm and fuzzy, but the product isn't that great. Right? What we need is the product to be great, and also we're warm and fuzzy, right? And we can't put the cart before the horse. Measuring teamwork. Well, you can't, so stop trying. You can, however, tell if the team has no satisfaction or trust in each other, right? So I can tell you what good teamwork is not, right? There are many ways to get good teamwork. Lack of trust. No team has distrust. Right? You're not going to have a team working well together, not trusting each other, right? That will not happen. That's a group of people, right? So one in the group who has no trust in that group disqualifies it as a team. Just one negative, right, in that whole statement renders it true. You cannot have that team. Consistent team hero. So when there's one, right, there's always one, right, hero, you have an imbalance in the team. They may be seeking it too much. Maybe they just want to run the show. Maybe others are failing to come forward. Maybe your team doesn't have enough strong experts, right? So for all those reasons, that's a bad sign, right? You need a variety of heroes to step up. Team expert gap. When an area does not have an expert, there is a gap. Although a good team could cover this up, temporarily, they can all band together and make something happen. If you don't have an expert in that area, you have a gap and you need to fill it. Could be a team resource gap, right? So the expert gap is a particular person with that expertise. Resource gap is you maybe need a little bit more, right? So you need somebody else. When everyone is working hard and vital things are still not being addressed, a gap could exist. Filling the gap with an expert and possibly another expert would be beneficial, right? Maybe you need more than one. Team knowledge gap. Sometimes the new work brings in new expert domain options. Let's say you're working on something, I've got a great idea. Why don't we do this? Oh, none of us can do that. We're not so sure. Oh, I'm really excited about that. I would love to learn that. Well, you're going to have a problem. You've got to be careful of that. There's going to be a knowledge gap. And this gap must be filled, right, before you just go off and build stuff. Non-expert manager. A non-expert manager is someone who does not understand how to do the tasks themselves. The non-expert manager creates issues because they do not understand any of the expert areas. Right? This is a problem, right? A manager who is just there to manage, who's looking at timelines and business vision and he's checking on things and progress. That's wrong, right? That is irrelevant. You don't need it. What you need is to concentrate on that team, to build that team and then step away. I've got a good team. Oh, we need more people, right? Let me focus in and make that team gel. Okay, move out of the picture, right? Managers who don't understand the domain just go, so why? Why isn't that done yet? Are you pulling your weight, Dave? Like, they don't understand whether it's this or that or whether that's better or that's not. They just take your word for it. They don't understand. They put pressure at the wrong time. They don't understand the workload, right? They're just trying to appease management. It just doesn't work. Likewise, a single expert manager. So you have somebody who used to code for like 20 years ago and used to be, I don't know, a database, COBOL or something program or something like that. But now he's managing a team of scalable web services thing. That is going to be a problem, right? It's a different understanding. For me, the way to approach this, right, or the way to think of a manager being a good manager is if they could actually be and fill a gap, be one of those people in the team. We don't have somebody to do the transactional thing within the system. Can you come and do the transactions for us? We really need help. The new resource is only coming in a month. Okay, cool. I'll sit down. I'll help. Right? If they cannot do that, if they cannot fix that UI or take over something, right, and help the team, they're not worth anything, right? They have no value. And I go all the way back to how big a team should be and what should be in that team size. If there's anyone managing progress or cards or progress reports, right, things like that, they're not supposed to be in the team. Okay. Anyway, that's the short teamwork patterns. More to come on this, because what I'm going to do is I'm writing a very short book on this, and I'm up to like 20 odd pages, 30 pages I think, on the other side, just talking about each of these patterns. And I've got a few more patterns that I'm contemplating bringing them in, and it's going to be a short book, and just hopefully to help people sort of understand a little bit more about teams and how to think. There's a lot of stuff out there on self-managing teams. There's not enough help on how to operate a self-managing team when you're in that team. And that's one of the flaws of many systems. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of future videos. Thank you for watching.